It's been everything. I've been in the online business space for the last 2 years now, and I made the most amount of progress in the last 6 months. The reason why I also made that kind of money was also my mindset and my mental state. You genuinely care about us, not like other coaches out there. Like you don't treat us as okay, he's another number, right? Sometimes I message him in the morning and then he shows up to the call in the evening. That's something I love about you. I can text him anytime, I can call him anytime and be like, hey bro, like I'm feeling this today. What do I need to do? My girlfriend always tells me this. Book a call with Alex. The limits set yourself in your brain. If you can crack them, for which you definitely need help with. And Alex is the one who's going to help you out with this. Yeah, I think this is like a non-negotiable for any entrepreneur who wants to really scale. And I've got to tell you, that's one of the best investments that I've made so far.
How is everything? New clothes today, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, this call is essentially to recap our journey thus far, which hasn't been that long, to be honest. And it's amazing to have you on Varshith. I'd love for you to introduce yourself, just say a little bit more about what you do, who you are, and what you're currently working on as a business. For anyone who doesn't know you whatsoever, the floor is yours, my friend.
Perfect. So, hi everyone, this is Varshith. I run on content and personal branding for coaches, consulting, and as well as I also have a coaching business where I help beginners to start earning money through freelancing to get the first high ticket. I've been doing that since the last couple of months now. I also run a content agency on the side with another co-founder. The journey with Alex was pretty, it started pretty, what do you say, when I was in too much pain. So in the month of September, that's when I started my consulting business. It took off really well, good numbers, did some record months as well, crushed 20K, 10K, 15K as well, consecutively. But then in the month of December, that's when the business took a toll, a big toll. That's when I was really, really desperate. And one of my friend, Mox, who also worked with Alex, really, it kind of pushed me to also work with Alex in the first place. And I've seen the results that Alex delivered to Mox, and I thought, we're also in the same kind of space. And I thought he would be like, it's the same age as well. And I thought he would really understand me pretty well. And that's when I spoke to him on the call, and I choose to really move forward with him, right? Like I didn't really have any skepticism about it. I was kind of confused if this was something that I'm actually looking for. But then when he really cleared me on the call that this is exactly what he's going to help me out with, and that like it pretty much cleared out all the skepticism for me. I really like move forward the next day itself, right? And I gotta tell you, that's one of the best investments that I've made so far. Like, yeah, it's not just me talking. Anyone who cared for me noticed the difference in my life that happened to me. Let's say even my girlfriend who noticed the difference. She actually, like, I got to say, like, bro, she was the one who also pushed me to also go with you. Like the day, you remember, like, the day I told you, bro, I'm gonna confirm it to you tomorrow.
Yep.
Uh she was the one who pushed me, like, I think he's the one who's going to help you out with, and I think you really need this one right now, right? Because I also realized something, right? For me, I've been in the what do you say, in the online business space for the last 2 years now, and I made the most amount of progress in the last 6 months. I've got to tell you, like, the pattern that I've observed is the reason why I also made that kind of money was also my mindset and my mental state. I was always chasing before. I was always chasing money. I was always in this sad guy. I thought, that was the only way to really make money because I don't know what happened, but that was the kind of mindset I always had. But then, talking with some really good entrepreneurs who are already in the space, talking with some of my friends, motivated me, also put me in a very good mindset. And that's also the reason why I crushed those numbers. But I couldn't realize it was mindset, right? I couldn't realize the exact frameworks, the exact systems that I need to have it consistently. It was like a luck, right? It was just happened before once and it just fell down again. Like I came to my old behavior again. I didn't really understand what are the exact systems that go to it because it's actually, everything is just a system here. Everything is just frameworks, the techniques that are used in order to intentionally put yourself into that state of mind is what I've learned from Alex as well. I didn't even know that was possible before. Firstly, I thought it was pure luck. Like, I thought, this is just life. You're supposed to suffer. You're supposed to be, I think you're supposed to suffer, but you can be in a good intent, good mindset even while you're suffering. You can take it positively all the time. Like I think you can see it in a good state of mind. You can embrace it. I feel like you can romanticize it now. Um, because at the end of the day, it's all challenges. Business is all about challenges and you solving these problems. And you can always approach them in a very positive mindset. I used to never preach about all this stuff before, even talking about, oh bro, you ought to follow this, you ought to be in this state of mind. You've got to, try to be intentional with your energy as well, the words that you're talking about. I used to be like, this is boo boo blah blah, kind of thing. I never really cared about it. But now I became that person. When I walk into a room, that's the first advice that I give everyone. Bro, you've got to work on your mindset. Like that's something that is going to change everything. Even the biggest the biggest, what do you say, win for me when I started working with you in the month of December was the identity remapping thing, where the first day that we sat together and then, you wrote me like, this is Varshith yesterday, this is Varshith today. And then how we broke it down. I didn't even do it, what do you say, I didn't even analyze my life in that way, never before. And just, putting them down on the mirror board that we had changed everything for me. Because now I was like, okay, this is the person that I want to become, and this is the person that I want to, just walk away from. Like this is not me. This is me today. Like this is the character that I need to own today from now on. Like if I have to think about something, I have to think in this Varshit perspective. Like how would he think in order to take this action? That completely changed for me. So December, I would say like the biggest win for me was that, trying to uh, kind of detach. I wouldn't say completely detached, but kind of, separating uh, myself from the wins, obsessing over that. Because I've already made a lot of damage. I started like attaching myself to the results. I've just started going super, obsessed about the numbers that I was chasing. But just bringing, what do you say, taking me into that neutral state, to remove to break my, what do you say, the bad obsessions about money, those attachments was a big win for me. And then I slowly started getting better, right? The month of January is when a lot of things changed, right? When I, like a lot of progress started happening, especially with mindset. It took time for sure. Like it took time for me because that's something that I'm doing completely new. And in the month of January, I would say this is first time that has happened in the last 2 years, right? I was able to separate my life and the business. Like anything that was happening in the business, I was able to segregate all the problems, the stress, the tensions that I had, and live a life. And live a life to the fullest. Uh, have good bonds with my family members, or let's say anyone that I had, right? I was able to be there completely. Like I was completely. Yeah, how would I tell this? Like I was completely there. I was completely there. It's not like, oh, I'm worrying about business, I'm stressing about business right now. I'm there when I want to be and not there when I had this control in my brain now. Like the brain is not controlling me anymore. I started controlling it, right? Depending on where I want to be and where do I want to put my focus on to. That's the biggest change. All my family members and all my loved ones started noticing, bro. Like you're not this Varsha. Like last summer, like you were pretty depressed. Even when you're with us, you're always thinking about business, worrying about business, stressing about business, right? You're always business, business, business all the time. And now you're making more money than you used to before. And you're actually less stressed than you were. And like that's what they were surprised for. Like they also like, I told them, I'm working with this guy, bro. Like it's a game changer. Like everything was happening. I also texted him, bro, like this is the biggest win for me. I'm super grateful for whatever this is happening. And the second part is the self-doubt, right? Coming from I always used to be this person who used to doubt myself in anything that I would do. Right. Even though I made money, I was like always doubting myself. Right. in the month of January, I told him, right, the biggest win for me is not doubting myself. I have the confidence to always do it multiple times and even bigger things. Like having that confidence for me was the biggest win because I struggled for it for years now. I've always worked in order to, um, what do you say? I always thought working more would really reduce that self-doubt, right? But that was not the thing. It was like if I knew these, the framework that we discussed earlier, I knew that I could have made more progress, but I'm actually muting that self-doubt, getting rid of it, and actually being super confident about what I am as a person, and I would have made more progress than today. Again, like no regrets, right?
Mm.
I've realized it right now. I've unlocked it right now. And in the month of January, I didn't really stress a lot. I didn't really work a lot, but I could completely detach myself from the results that I was chasing, the numbers that I was making, and actually started building momentum in my business again. Like December was pretty low. January started, climbing again. I think we made around like 7 to 8K in that month. And then the month of February, we're already like half of February, we already closed like 13K deals. Pure PIF, right? It's not even like a deals, it's like cash collected. And we still have half a month to go. We might break a record month, but like it's fine. Like even if I don't, I'm pretty cool with it. It's not like I'm chasing it. Uh, I'm not even like, oh, like super excited. Like it's not even like I'm super flowing out there because I'm making this money. I'm trying to be as neutral as possible, being super grateful about it, and just channelizing it as uh just channelizing in order to turn that into a momentum and just go with the flow. Like it's not even like, oh, I'm being super overconfident now about closing deals and I want to hit that number because once I start doing it, I'll end up happening into the last, the situation that I ended up being in the last week where I was, trying to hit a record week, right? But the moment I started chasing it, that really uh, took it out on the business again. I started being super salesy. I couldn't close calls. I started panicking again, started stressing again. But now, bro, again, like I would say, yeah, well, I think we can completely divide this into like three different phases, bro. Like December month was the identity mapping was the biggest win. January was self-doubt and confidence. Like, me being super confident about, yeah, I'm gonna crush it. Like I know I'm gonna crush it. I know I can do it. That kind of belief, the self-belief. Today, like this month was all about being at my, like being super intentional. That is one thing. Second thing is, how do I put this?
Directing your attention to the right things.
Yeah, exactly. That, providing value instead of, closing the sales, just helping out people, being calm in the sales call, right? I'm kind of detached to it at this point. Like I don't even care about, okay, I'm not even chasing it right now. That's the biggest realization that I've had this month. I'm not chasing right now. And the moment I stop chasing it, it just flows, bro. It just flows.
Amen, man. You've had one hell of a journey these past few months, I think. Yeah. It's all down to how you approach things within this. When you add all those wins, we've spoken about some of the frameworks and a bit of the surface of what's changed and made those wins possible. Well, what have I done that has directly contributed to all of that?
I think something that I loved is, see, you don't like preach, like you don't like preach things, right? It's not like, oh, I'm coming to a sales call, it's like a coaching call, and then he's telling me something to do and stuff like that. You make me realize them uh by actually practicing, right? Like you tell me to do this, and I actually end up doing it, and actually makes me realize, oh damn, bro, this is actually working for me, right? Most of the times I was skeptical, will this work? Like, will this even work for me? Like, but then once I actually started implementing what you told me to do exactly, it just started making sense. It just made sense to me, right? Okay, this is actually working to me, right? Um, that's one thing. And second thing is like, bro, like I think, especially for any entrepreneur, right? I think this is like the non-negotiable thing to have. Like, forget fitness coaching, bro. Like, have your mindset coaching, right? I think that's what's going to get you a lot of money because we go through a lot of mental roadblocks, right? A lot of things that doesn't make sense, and you're always stuck because of those. You stop being productive because you have those roadblocks in your mind. Now, when you have someone like Alex, you can directly come talk to him whenever you're free. Like all I tell Alex is, bro, I'm feeling super bad today. Like I want to have a call with you tomorrow, right? And then even like some days on the same day itself, right? Sometimes I message him in the morning and then he shows up to the call in the evening. That's something I love about you, right? You show up whenever I need. That's something that I really, really love about you. Like you genuinely care about us. Not like other coaches out there, not like you don't treat us as okay, he's another number, right? Another number to my thing. You actually genuinely care. You show up to the calls. I can text him anytime. I can call him anytime, right? And I think that's what you need because you know what? Like you don't end up wasting days or weeks waiting for the next week call, right? You can always book a call in the evening today and be like, hey, bro, like I'm feeling this today. What do I need to do? I just show up to Alex and be like, bro, I'm kind of facing this, bro. I'm kind of losing it right now. And by end of the call, he gives me a solution to do, and I actually do it, and I actually feel better for the next call, right? It's been everything. Even right now, you know what? Whenever I kind of am stressed about my business, whenever I'm feeling panicked, super anxious, kind of doubting everything, what am I doing? I'm kind of losing it, right? My girlfriend always tells me this: book a call with Alex.
I love that.
Hey, like he always tells me that. Like, do it quickly. Like, I want you to message him right now. Talk to him. I know you'll be all right.
She's a real one, man. Wife her up.
Yeah. So it's not just me, but also people around me have started noticing the difference. The way I do business, the way I talk to the team, the way I, like show up to my clients, the way I show up to the sales calls, the way I show up to my loved ones. Everything has just changed.
That's awesome. Genuinely, you are operating from a different frequency to when we first started, and it's completely resonant. It's so beautiful to see. And I remember at the very start, speaking of, you were quite skeptical. You were in this sort of like this head frame that you wanted to go back and forth between everything, and you wanted to think about it, you wanted to ask your friend, you want to do all this. I know for a fact that there's been other people, and there might be other people in the future who are going to be in the same position as you. What would you say to that person who is in your position or quote unquote on the fence if they're between working with me and leaving the court? What would you say to them?
Yeah. What I would tell you is it's pretty simple, bro. Like you could pretty much trust Alex and like anything, right? I think mindset is everything. It's again like it's definitely not the knowledge that you have. It's not the information that you have. It's purely your mindset. Because if you can put your mind towards that goal, if you can be at your best possible version, right? If you can have the best mindset ever, you will find ways to achieve whatever that you're chasing. Like it just happens. It just flows to you. You are attracted, bro. It's not even like you're chasing it. You start attracting it, right? That's something that happens. And another thing is like when you're at your best mental state, what happens is you start taking better decisions. So whether it's a sales call, whether when you're in a sales call, an objection comes up, you know what exactly you tell them without panicking or just losing it. Let's say you're dealing with your clients, let's say you're dealing with your you want to live a life but also want to crush it, right? You got to be at a mental caliber because you got to be able to separate yourself from the business and your life because they're two different things. Your business is not always going to be your life, right? And in order to really separate those things, you really need to consciously put in effort to work on yourself, especially on your mindset. And Alex is the one who's going to help you out with this. I could tell you, like, Alex is like a therapist. Like, he's like a friend, he's like a therapist, right? He just shows up whenever you need. Right? That's one thing. I think even therapists also do not show up every time you need, bro. Like, I think they're going to, they're going to, have a busy schedule, multiple calls, multiple people. With Alex, you can pretty much have the call in the next few hours if you really need it right now, or let's say mostly worst case scenario tomorrow. Right? That's gonna happen. He's just gonna be there, tell you what really matters. He's not gonna give you some random shit, be like, hey bro, like I think this is gonna work with you. He's not gonna come and preach you. He's actually going to make you realize why you're facing that and gives you real tools in order to unlock the best mental state that you could potentially have. Yeah, but I think every bottleneck can be solved, right? I think uh, something that I've realized in the last couple of months, every bottleneck that you have comes down to your beliefs, your mental barriers, the limits that you set yourself in your brain. If you can crack them, for which you definitely need help with because you cannot. Uh, yeah, I think this is like a non-negotiable for any entrepreneurs who wants to really scale.
Awesome. Well, with that being said, if you were in that person position now, but with your current mental state, would you tap your card again?
No, 100%. It's a cheat code, bro. Having the best mindset is the cheat code. Like, bro, when you are the best in your own brain, you start acting like the best person like alive, right? You start behaving, like like you said, right? Your intentions, where you put your attention is what what do you say, gives you the actions, right? When you have the intention that you're the best person in the room, when you have when your all of your attention is going towards doing the best things because you are that best character right now, you end up doing the best things. And what happens when you end up doing the best things? You get rewarded with money, the best network, everything. Right? The best business. Your business starts growing, your money just starts flowing. Everything just happens. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, it just happens, right? It's too hard to explain also. It's too hard to comprehend also. Uh, Everything just comes down to your mental state, bro. Like, have the capital, bro. I'm telling you, forget all the other coaches that you could invest on your business. Focus on your mindset. Everything is just going to change. You're going to make so much money. I'm telling you, like, you're going to make. So you will definitely not have a direct ROI. Like, it's not like, oh, you're investing into this and then you'll have this kind of clients coming in. But I'm telling you, you will have the ROI, very, what do you say, in every aspect of your life. So it's your mental health, it's your physical health, it's you as an operator, the best operator. If you can be the best CEO in the team, the most inspiring person who's always optimistic about the business that they're growing, always be in a very good state of mind. You automatically start closing more deals, you automatically start attracting your ideal clients, and end of the day you start making more money. So it's like an ROI end of the day, but you cannot you cannot give you like a exact feel, okay, this is what is gonna happen. It's just going to happen. Like, you'll definitely make the ROI, I would say. But you cannot specify, okay, because of this thing, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always say you are the variable. And I think that's more true than ever when it comes to mindset. And it's very, very clear with you as well. Because as soon as we changed what went on inside you, that's when the variable switched. And we were able to see so much of that happening.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. Absolute pleasure. And to everyone else watching, this has been Varshith. Yeah. Thank you so much, man.